is Kelsey Thornton, and I started following her. She added me back in November of 2016, like right at the beginning of November, end of October. And I started kind of just seeing her stuff here and there. And it was kind of like I saw it, but I didn't really believe it at first. And then I started to get more intrigued the more I would see it every day. And so I don't know if it was just I was interacting with her stuff more, so it was popping up on my timeline on Facebook more, or if it was I was just becoming way more interested, so I was looking for it. And so finally, in probably like the second or third week in November, she started messaging me, and I actually commented on a status that she posted about, it was like a recruitment post. And I said, like, I'm your next girl, whatever. She messaged me, and I actually ignored her probably about 4 or 5 times before I even responded back to her. So I kind of like probably got her super hyped, and then she messaged me like, okay, she's about to do this. And then I was like, psych, like not happening today. So she messaged me, I ignored her. And then I just kept watching. And then finally she made another recruitment post, and I was like, okay, like I'm doing this, like I'm your next girl. She messaged me directly and said, you're my next rock star. And the whole time I was like watching her, I was just getting really excited about it and kept telling my boyfriend, like there's this girl, like this is what she does. She looks like she's like so happy. She makes all this money. Like I need to know what she does and how she does it, because I can do this and I can be this happy and make this money too. And it got to the point where he was kind of like, dude, like you're obsessed with this girl. Like, what are you doing? Like, she's all you talk about. Like, you're always showing me her post. So finally, when she messaged me and said, you're my next rock star, we got on the phone that night, me, my boyfriend, and then her. We all talked. And then she ended up FaceTiming me. And then I jumped right in that night. I joined, and I've never looked back since.
So I just want to back up a little bit, just to kind of go over this timeline one more time. Mm-hmm. So Kelsey had added you back in November.
Yep.
Right? Her posts were really intriguing. She was unfolding her life, her story, you know, and then seeing, how happy she was in the business. You were watching her. Right. And then you had finally just kind of put yourself out there and was like, I'm your girl.
Mm-hmm.
And she probably was like, oh, yes, like another, a DT, like, right. When you get that message, you're like, oh my goodness, like this person is inspiring me. And, it's the feeling, you guys know the feeling. And then get into the inbox, right? And message you, and you ignore her 5 times. So she messaged you, what the hell is happening, right? I already know Kelsey what was going through her mind. Like, what? Is she bipolar? What's going on?
Right.
And, then she messaged you. You were liking her stuff and commenting, and she messaged you and said, "Girl, you're my next rock star." So her following up with you, not giving up is what kept you kind of intrigued.
Like, I even remember when she kept wanting to get on the phone with me, and I kept just giving her excuses like, oh, I'm at work, like, because at the time I had a 4-month-old, like he was 4 months then. So I was like, oh, well, I have to put him to bed. Oh, I have to nurse him. Like, I'm at work. I can't talk right now. And I remember her literally calling me through Facebook Messenger. And I was like, what is this chick doing? Like, she's calling me on Messenger right now. Like, I don't even know her. Like, I just learned her name, and she's calling me, like, not even my phone, but through Messenger. And I remember sitting at work and seeing it pop up on my phone. And I was like, I'm not answering that. Like, why is she calling me? And then 2 days later is when I commented on her recruitment post, like, hey, like, I'm doing this. Like, I'm your next girl. And then she messaged me like, hey, you're my next rock star. And that was the end of it. It was a wrap from there.
And when you signed up, your boyfriend's a huge skeptic. He has a degree in what?
In finance.
So he's a numbers guy.
Very big numbers. Like, he's so big in numbers. Like, we're going through the grocery store, and he's telling me what our bill's going to be. Like, when we get to the checkout, like, it's going to be this much, like, with tax and everything. So, like, literally, he's very kind of like, in a way, like he's a very happy, joyful person, but he sees like kind of the negative in things first, because it can never be as good as it sounds. So he was very skeptical about it. And when we got on the phone with Kelsey that night, like I didn't even speak. Like he literally asked all the questions for me and I kind of like am thankful for that, because I know he has my back. Like it's all good interest. But at the same time, it's kind of like I felt bad. Like I kept apologizing to Kelsey. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry. He's asking all these questions. And to this day, she's still like, Dustin, you're the question asker. Like, I like you. Like, she enjoyed him asking all of the questions. But now I understand that, because when people are apologizing to me, like, I'm so sorry for all the questions, like whether it's customers or distributors, I'm like, no, like, please ask more questions, because that means they're interested.
Exactly. This is awesome. And so you ran from the jump.
I did. Well, when I joined in December, we had the Ruby bonus. Mm-hmm. So like if you hit Ruby in your first 2 full calendar months, you got a $500 bonus. And I was like living paycheck to paycheck with a newborn. And like I've been on my own since I was 18. So $500 was a lot of money to me. So I was like, okay, like I had this much time, like I'm getting this $500. Like I was determined. That was my goal, and I had to meet it. So when I signed December 5th, I just started messaging right away, everyone I knew. Like no jokes, I messaged probably 500 to 600 people in my first month. It was more of my warm market, but I just sent them like the first message that you send, like, hey, I just joined this health and wellness business at Works Global, and just gave them the information that I was looking for product testers. And so within my first month, I signed 4 DTs and 6 loyal customers. And then Dustin saw, I don't know if he saw like the potential, if it finally clicked. I don't know like what it was, but when I ask him to this day, he says that he knows that it was going to help me like build my business faster. And that's why he joined, so he could really just help our family. But he joined me December 28th, because we had until, if you didn't join by December, you didn't get that Ruby bonus. So then we had that potential to make $1,000 instead of just 500. So when he joined December 28th with me, so I went Ruby in January, and he went Ruby in February. And then I went Diamond in March, and then he's boxed for Diamond now. And I'm boxed for Double Diamond now.
That's crazy.
I know. So, it's crazy, like coming out of my mouth.
So when you hit double, you guys are going to have on an average of almost $7,000.
Yes.
In residual income.
I know.
Now, has he worked at all?
So his mom owns her own small business as a gymnastics company. Like we have gymnastics, a dance studio. It's like just kind of like a sports academy. Mm-hmm. And we have like toddler classes, and then we have Boys Ninja is what it's called. So he coaches part-time. He's currently in school for his master's online. So he stays home with our son Liam during the day and does his school stuff. And then he works part-time at the gym in the evenings. And then I work full-time at the gym as an assistant office manager.
So does he work the business at all though? Or did you literally?
Oh, like does he work It Works? I mean, like not physically, mentally, yes. Like I can go to him for an opinion, or just yesterday I had one of my rubies quit. So like he's just there like for moral support and like for the comfort side of things. Like if I'm having a bad day, if I'm like, I can't do this. Like when I was trying to get the $10,000 bonus for going Diamond in 3 months, I was like, this is crazy. Like I was getting hard on myself, because when I was going for Diamond, I needed 16 or 17 distributors. And I was like, there's no way I'm getting this. Like, and then I needed like 4,000 in volume. So I was being super hard on myself. Like, this isn't possible. And he's like, shut up. Like, you got this. Like, you can do this. So he's like my cheerleader kind of. And then Like I can go to him for like the money side of things because he's good with numbers. I know how to spend money, but I don't know how to like, I'm not a math person. So he's good and like he keeps like everything in check on that side of things.
So when you ran from it, or not ran from it, when you ran right, like when you started on the ground running right away, earlier we talked about this, you touched on some points. So you took it like a job. Your mind was in it 150%. Like, tell me all about that.
Okay. So when I first started, Kelsey, every tool she sent me, every training she sent me, I took seriously like it was my career, like it was a new job for me, because with a job, like you're going to make money and you can get fired and then you have no money. Like in this job, thankfully, I mean, it's kind of on us. If we fail, we fail. If we succeed, then we succeed, because it's all up to you, because it's your business. You don't have anyone telling you what to do or telling you what you need to do. Like you have your uplines and sidelines that can give you advice, but if you don't use that advice, then you're not going to get anywhere. So I just took everything she gave me and put 150% in it and just took it. And I mean, it's worked. So I just did all the training videos she sent me. She sent me some slideshows through like Spark Adobe, and I read through those. And then I took lots of notes. That was my biggest thing. Like I had a notebook and I wrote everything down. So like when I watched the Sealing the Deal video for loyal customers that she sent me, the conversation that they go over in the video, I wrote that down word for word, and I used that conversation. I typed it out to every single person that messaged me back about a loyal customer. And until I got into my own system and groove of things, that's what I used.
Nice. So there were 4 videos and you actually sent them to me, which is good. So I'm going to be posting that to our page so that you guys can actually watch the 4 videos that she was able to watch. A lot of us have been in this business for quite some time and already have our group going, but maybe it's something that we can send to our new distributors. You find helpful, because I did ask her if she could send those to me, and I seen that you did that. So I really appreciate that, Koti.
You're welcome.
And so you watched the 4 videos, and then you also went through the It Works You eSuite.
Yes.
Actual training on eSuite. You took that very seriously.
Yes.
And then your notebook. I love how, you said you took lots and lots of notes. And then you went to events. So was the boot camp your first event?
No, me and 2 of my the distributors under me, we drove to Louisville for a 1 team, 1 mission, 2.5-hour drive for us there and a 2.5-hour drive back. And the event lasted for like an hour and a half. So we went to that, and then we were like, I don't know, we just thought it was going to be longer, I guess, but then it was still so worth it. Like we didn't even care, because it was just a good time. Like we got to socialize with Sideline Sisters, and then like my upline Kelsey was there. So it was just good for building relationships, but also just getting your mind right. No matter how long it lasted, it was definitely worth it. And then me and one of my distributors, Daylin, we drove to Michigan. Me and my boyfriend, and then her and her boyfriend, we all drove to Michigan for the boot camp a couple weeks ago.
Nice. At the boot camp, which I didn't get a chance to see you, but
I had my first diamond walk, and it was super awesome.
How did that feel, walking across that stage, girl? I don't know how I missed you. I mean, I guess it was so many people there, but
there was a lot of people there. It was just so like nerve-wracking. Like I could just feel like myself, like, oh my God, like I'm walking in front of so many people, and like I'm like high-fiving important people. Like, I don't know, I felt like a groupie for a second.
It's so crazy, because I had that very same feeling last year when I went diamond, and I was able to go to that very same place, that very same stage, around the very same time. I was able to do the exact same thing you did, and that was amazing. Yes, because when you go to like the It Works boot camps, you know, the It Works. Some of the One Team, One Missions, they will actually they have stuff set aside for diamond leaders to be able to walk across the stage, to be able to just have that moment. And that moment may seem small to people listening to it, but when you actually have that moment, it is so amazing. It's the best feeling in the world. And so I can't wait to see, you know, you guys be able to do that. Like, I'll probably be bawling like a baby, So I want you to talk about, and I'm gonna while you're talking about it, I'm just gonna step away for a quick second because Milo woke up, so I need to go get Daniel up so he can keep Milo for me. But talk about how many people you messaged in the first month.
Okay, so my first month, I reached out to my warm market first because I don't know, like that's just what you do, I guess. But so that's what I did. And I messaged 500 to 600 people in my first month. And I still have my notebook. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. But like these are all of the names of everyone that I messaged, like pages. So, and like I still have this notebook today because still it's just a good like follow-up sheet for people that whether I'm still reaching out to them or if they're still liking my posts, like it just keeps me organized so I know who to follow up with. And then if they have became a distributor or a loyal customer, I highlight them and then I write next to their name like LC or DT so I know which one they are. Also, when I was making my list, I was going through people who I would think was a good potential distributor, and if not, then I would just leave them as a loyal customer. But I would write on the left side of their name, like LC or DT. That way I could keep it organized, like, okay, I messaged this person for a loyal customer, and I messaged this one for a distributor. That way I wasn't getting caught up because there were so many messages flowing back in from where I sent so many out that I didn't want to, like, message this girl about distributor when I originally messaged her about loyal customer. So just keep myself organized with that. And do any of you have any questions?
Yeah. Okay, Koti. When you say that you messaged 500 to 600 people your first month, are you an Instagrammer or a Facebook or a combination?
Okay, so when I first started, I actually didn't even have Instagram.
Okay.
So it was strictly Facebook, 100%. And I just recently got an Instagram back it was like in March, towards the end of March, because Kelsey came down for one of my new distributors launch parties that she did with me. And she thought I had an Instagram the whole time. And she was like, you need to get an Instagram. Like, if you're reaching this many people on Facebook and you're able to do this much just on Facebook, imagine how much you could do if you did both. So then, like, I thought about it. I don't know, like, I had an Instagram before, and then, like, 2.5 years ago, I just, like, deleted the app off my phone and just have never gotten back on it. So I'm still kind of learning Instagram, too, because I feel like so much has changed with it. Like, when I had Instagram 2 years ago, there wasn't direct messaging on there. Whereas now there is. So, and I honestly sometimes forget about Instagram. And like Kelsey's told me, the best way to stay organized is when you post on Facebook, just post on Instagram. But I still forget sometimes just because like it's in the moment. I post on Facebook and I'm like, okay, and I get back to whether I'm working or feeding my son or getting him to sleep or whatever I'm doing. I just kind of honestly get sidetracked. And then like an hour will go by and I'm like, dang it, like I didn't post that on Instagram, and I'll go back and post it on Instagram. But I'm still kind of learning like the ins and outs and just building clientele really on Instagram.
So you went over how many people you messaged in the first month?
Yes.
Did everybody's eyeballs fall out of their head?
I showed him my list on my notebook.
I have one other question before you continue on, Vanessa.
Okay.
This is just good information because I can pass it along to my DTs, and if it's something I can do better. what were, when you talk about, now when you did those messages, did you just message everybody even without like doing the like comment? Or were these 500 to 600 people that you talk to regularly?
Well, it was like people I went to high school with, whether I was friends with them or not in high school. Like I messaged them. People that went to, like I grew up in kind of, well, not a small town, but it's like a suburb. So there's lots of suburbs around us, and there's one that's really close to where I graduated. So we're kind of like one city. So we knew a lot of people like in both cities. So I messaged a lot of those people, just like really just in like mutual acquaintances and people that I was friends with in high school, family. I have some people on my Facebook that used to be like my teachers. So I've messaged them. It was really just like my warm market. And I went through my friends list and did like the A to Z challenge. So that really helped me too by like, oh, well, this person would be good for this or this. So that helped me too, just doing like the A to Z.
So that A to Z challenge, I've heard Kelsey talk about that. And that's, doing all the people with the last names start with an A, B. And now how do you stay organized with that? Do you do the printing off your friends list where you can
I'm more of like, I'll do, if I'm getting to a stopping point, say like if I'm in the D's, like I'll get all the way to the end of D's, that way I know when I start back up, like to go to the E's.
So when you're in your phone and you go to someone's page, it doesn't start you back all over?
No, I do it on my phone, so I just do like the back. Like just hit the back arrow on the top left, because then or if you just swipe, like with my iPhone, I can just swipe and it goes back to the previous screen.
Okay.
And then just do you have some sample messages that you can like let us know of like what you were sending out to customers, or just like when you first started in general, what was some messaging you were sending out to whether you wanted to be a loyal customer or whether you wanted them to partner with you in the business?
So let me see. I actually can pull it up real quick. So one of the messages that I would send out for a distributor, the loyal customer, I just sent out the one that, like the most common one that's given out, the, hey, so-and-so, I just joined a health and wellness company, yada, that one. So I sent that one, like just copied and pasted it. Like I didn't do a message for each individual person because that just takes way too much time. So I just copy and paste. Still to this day when I'm messaging, I just copy and paste for the most part. But for like one of the distributors messaging that I sent out, it says, hey girl, I was looking through your Facebook and noticed how much we have in common. I'm looking for like-minded ladies to work with and make extra income with on my It Works team. This company is changing lives and I can see you fitting right in with us. I know this is crazy and I hope it doesn't offend you, but I feel like I have to share this opportunity with others and pray that it's what you and your family might be looking for. Would you be interested in hearing more info? So that's like one that I used.
You have that in your phone typed out?
Mm-hmm.
Can you send that to me?
Yep. Yeah, no, I have so many notes on my phone. It's crazy. And then actually one girl, let me pull out the messages because she signed the morning of boot camp in Michigan. I woke up to a random message to a girl saying she was joining, and she like signed that day.
How long ago did you have sent her that message?
It was beginning of February, and she messaged me on May 6th, and she ignored my message.
Wow. How many times did you send a message to her?
Just once.
Okay.
It was just like in my group of messaging, like for the day. She was just a new person that I added. She went to the same high school as my boyfriend and was mutual friends with his younger sister. So since we didn't go to the same school, I can go through his friends list and kind of just like steal people from that. And then with his sister, like she has a lot of friends, so I can just go and take people from her page too. But I messaged her at the beginning of February and said, hey girl, I know this is going to be completely random, but I wouldn't be doing what God called me to do if I didn't message what's on my heart. Your personality truly shines through your social media. You remind me a lot of myself. I'm not even sure if you know what I do, but I'm not going to lie. I want to partner with you so bad. You would kill it at what I do. I would love to just explain what I do to see if it's something that you think is a good fit. And then I put in parentheses, if you're interested. And she ignored it. And then she messaged me at May 6th, the morning of boot camp, and just sent me like a big paragraph explaining that she's been thinking about it. Like when I planted that seed, like it hasn't left her mind. And that like she has a 2-month-old, and she was like, I feel like this is just the right time for me and my family. Like I want to be home with my son. And she's ran since day one. Like she's killing it. So it's all really about planting seeds.
Nice. So you, when it comes to adding new people.
Hang on 1 second. Okay. Just kidding.
When it comes to adding new people to your Facebook page, how long do you take before you start messaging those people? What is like? Explain to me your process.
Okay, so it really just differs with each person, because I can kind of tell through someone's Facebook if they're more of like a shy, if they're like more yellow, or if like they're more outgoing. So like with the more yellow people, I kind of just work my way in by interacting and just liking, commenting, whatever, and kind of just like get my name in front of their face. Because then I've noticed that they start liking my stuff. So then it kind of builds that like silent mutual friendship. And then so when they start liking my stuff, and if I'm posting like about a cleanse or a thermofit, if they like that, then I can finally, it's kind of like my like step in the door. Like, okay, now I can message them. But if I go to their page and I see that they post a lot, they're very outgoing, like they put their life out there, like I'll message them right away.
Like right away, like as soon as they add you?
Yeah, as soon as it pops up in my messenger, like you're not connected with so-and-so, I'm like, okay, connected, let's message them.
How successful are you with that approach?
I would say like out of all the times I've messaged, probably around 70-80%.
Yeah,
so it's not always, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah, because last month you signed 10 DTs.
Yeah.
Do you remember, is that the largest or the most you've signed?
Yeah, I actually received an email from Pam Souter. Like I got invited to a private Zoom because I was one of the top recruiters for the month.
So only 10 was, I mean, not only, but 10 was the top?
Well, yeah, because like, so on the Diamonds and Above page, they were posting about this email and that they were all getting invited to this special Zoom. And I just ignored it. Like, I was like, that's not me. And then Kelsey like tagged me in it and was like, check your email. And I checked it and I was like, holy shit. Like, I got an email. Like, I can do this. Like,
right.
If you put your mind to it, like, you can do anything.
Yeah. No, and I'm not saying only, but I'm just saying, like, you know, I would have thought to be a top enroller, you would think like.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's why I was like, not me. Like, I didn't do that. Like, I'm not in the top. Like, there's no way. I only signed 10 distributors. There's people signing probably like 20, 30 distributors.
Yeah. So how was that Zoom?
I honestly missed it. I know. We were going out of town, and it was the day before. And so we left our son. We went to Florida for 7 nights. That was our reward for going diamond and getting the $10,000 bonus.
Yeah.
So I was spending the day with my son, and we were at lunch. And then we got home like 2 hours later, and I was like, oh my God, I missed the Zoom. Oh. And even Dustin was like, you missed the Zoom? Like, yeah. So I was like so upset with myself, but I don't know. I feel like there's some times where you kind of just have to pick and choose too. Like, I was leaving my son for the first time for 7 nights. So that time with him was very special to me.
Yeah. That was, wow. But I mean, it's still an honor that Pam Souter emailed you to get into this Zoom. Congratulations. Like 10 distributors in the month of April. You signed 4 this month. And you talk to me about you being really hard on yourself, because I know, we all get hard on ourselves, about feeling our steps or not feeling our steps or not doing as good as we were last month, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, so like when I do, for instance, like when I sign 10 distributors versus this month I've signed 4, I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Like, I signed 10 distributors this month, why can I not do it? Like, I know I'm capable because I did it. And I think that's why I get hard on myself even more, because I know I can do it. So why am I not doing it? But then it's like, you can't set your expectations to be the highest that they always, like, so if I got 10 distributors last month, I can't expect that every single month, because it's like, yeah, it might happen for some people and like awesome for them. But in reality, that's not going to happen for me, because I still have like my life. So like maybe if I sat down and worked every hour of the day, yes, but I still work full time, and I still have a 9-month-old, and I still have my relationship with my boyfriend that I need to make sure is staying secure. Like, I can't put everything to the side to sign 10 distributors. So my goal is, if I'm spelling my steps to success, then I'm doing okay.
Awesome. But you're still going double. Dustin's going diamond. $6,000, almost $7,000 average income coming into your house, and it's just only up from there. Like, how crazy is that, right?
I put in my triple chart like 2 days ago, and I was like, why am I doing this? Like, I don't know, it's just so like surreal.
Yeah, and you just signed in December. So you went double. It's December, January, February, March, April. 5 months and you went double, or you're boxed in for double. Not even 5 months really, but oh girl. And work full time.
Mhm. Yep, I work Monday through Friday. Sometimes I work like every 3rd Saturday of the month. So some weeks I only have Sundays off.
That is incredible. And you said that you so you on Facebook you add between 25 and 30 people a day. When it's promotion time, you like we might be having who knows what Mark is going to be talking about tomorrow morning.
I'm hoping it's BOGO.
Me too. Well, I'm hoping it's like BOGO in the builder kit.
Yeah.
Something like that. Which I know that's probably not, because he already has the essential oils in there. So
right.
It'd be nice, someone put this in the page. It'd be nice in the diamond and above page. It'd be nice if they would make those kits $50, half off.
Yeah. Seriously.
Like
I appreciate when they do like BOGO with like when they did the energy drinks. That was great, but the volume is terrible.
Yeah.
Like when it's only half for the energy drinks, it's 10.
I know.
And then I'm like, no. So like if it was a BOGO for wraps for the starter kits, it would be way better.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
So okay, I'm going over my notes. I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I wanted you to get on here because your story is incredible. Of course, everybody has their own journey. And I'm not, putting Koti out there like, look what she's doing. I'm putting it out there because she's accomplished so much. And whatever little help that we can learn from each other, that's what this is all about, connecting with others, finding out what works for you, maybe some of the things that Koti, everybody has to find their own niche, I think Cheryl can definitely understand or relate to this, for a long time, Cheryl was trying to find her niche and she's still defining it, but something clicked. And how many loyals have you signed this month, Cheryl? Like 25?
Wow.
Don't be surprised if
that's awesome.
Don't be surprised if you get an email from Pam. So you better be looking.
Yeah, I know. I believe she did do one for the
for enrollers for LCs, top enroller for LCs. So and then Cheryl's business partner, Amanda, she's right there with you, right? How many loyals have you signed, Cheryl? Do you know? I think it's like,
I'm gonna be honest with you, I stopped counting because like I was teaching my new DT how to sign distributors from a post that she had actually put out there for me before she became a distributor. So I actually had 6 loyals that were going to sign under me, but I actually showed her how to sign all them up. So I gave them all to her.
And I'm going to tell you, and Tiffany noticed, I was like, I don't know what else to do with Cheryl. And Tiffany was like, just hold on. She got it. And I'm just being honest, not that, but I always said I love Cheryl. Cheryl was my very first loyal customer, but I just didn't know how to help her. But this is the point. She did not give up, and then she reached out. This is why it's important that you reach out and find other distributors, your sideline sisters, because sometimes hearing from me or hearing from your upline can start sounding like you know, and you can get discouraged and burnt out and all of that. But if you get connected with someone like Cheryl way in South Carolina somewhere, I owe that woman, whoever she is, I'm sending her some flowers or something, because she said something to Cheryl that made something click, and Cheryl just came out of the burning bush out of nowhere and just started like signing massively, and then got her team. And here is a perfect example of leading from the front, because when you get excited and you get with your team and they want this, I'm talking about the people that want it. You know, you're gonna have people that don't want it, they don't care what you say, but people that want it. And those are people you want to talk to, whether that's one person or whether it's 50 people. That one person, and she got with that one person, she got with Amanda, and they both just took off. Why? Because Cheryl grabbed a hold of something where she was like, I'm going with it. She got with her team. She got with her teammate, her business partner, and she did it, right? And that's why we want to connect with our team. That's why we want to, to have that aha moment some kind of way. Pray about it, figure it out. But I will tell you, me and Kelsey are not on the same team, but I talk to Kelsey. She's a sideline sister. Y'all see, I've connected with Tiffany her, been to lunch with her. I've reached out. And if you don't know, if you're having a hard time with figuring out what that looks like get with Tiffany or get with Cheryl, and we'll help you reach out. But you know how you can reach out is by going to events. Mm-hmm. Get to an event, because you will see all kind of sideline sisters and brothers over there. Mm-hmm. So when I say one team, one missions, like the one that's coming up in June, the first weekend in June the 4th in South Bend with Cammie Dempsey, go. Make it happen. You may have to push yourself, and it may be rough, but get there. There's one in Indianapolis that very same weekend with Tiffany Her's mom. She's having one on Kathy Her. That's the same day, I believe, June 4th. I can't remember, or June 2nd. I can't remember exactly what day. That one's free, I think. That one's free. And And so getting to these events, you get knowledge, you get ideas, you get to rub elbows with people that are in the same boat as you. You get to rub elbows with people that are, that are where you want to be. You get to talk to them, ask them questions. You get to hear their struggles, their stories, how they made it, all of that, right? So, and you get to celebrate together. You get that fire in you. You get, it's like that I don't know, it's just this energy. Like you said, Koti, when you went to Louisville, Kentucky, it was a 2.5 hour drive for only an hour and a half meeting.
Yeah.
But it was all worth it because you had fun, which these meetings are fun. You had, you went with your business partners, your DTs, you were able to hook up with your upline, and you gain knowledge and you gain energy, all of the above to get you going in your business. So events.myitworks.com is something you want to look at consistently because they're always adding stuff onto those calendars where you will be surprised where things are happening right in the same city as you or your neighboring city. They're everywhere. Everywhere.
And another thing with events too is, like I was telling Vanessa earlier, something that Kelsey always says to me that's always stuck is your team is only going to work like half as hard as you do. So if they see you going to events, then that's just going to motivate your team even more also. Like when I went to boot camp, like my group message with my girls, like on Facebook, the whole time they were like, tell us with all the info, like we can't wait for you to get back and pour into us. Like it was just motivating them that I was there and they weren't even there. So now with green carpet coming up, like I have some girls that don't really know how it's going to happen, but one girl was like, well, I took off work, so if I get off work, then I guess I have no reason not to go because she knows that I'm going. So if they see you going to events, and that's just going to motivate them more to go to events. Maybe some of them, I know I have a lot of yellows on my team, so a lot of them are just uncomfortable because they don't want to step out of that comfort zone and be the only one on the team at the event and feel like they don't have anyone. So if you as their upline is going to the event, then they know that they can go and they have you with them. So it's just like an extra motivation for your team as well.
Yeah. And that is so true. So get to events.myitworks.com. Check your calendar frequently. I probably check mine every other day. I'm not even kidding. Because I'm always trying to, because I'm always trying to keep it fresh in my head because when I'm signing DTs all over the map. And the first thing I want to do when I sign someone is send them to an event because I know exactly what the event is going to do for them. Right? So I'm always checking that. Green carpet, yes. But the one thing that I want you guys to really prepare your minds for is conference. Conference in February is going to be insane. Sure, like I'm going. I'm going. Conference is going to be insane. And you can start budgeting for that now. I will tell you, tickets last year was $225. I paid $300 to be able to get through the fast line, and it was worth every bit of my money. You get last year, I can't promise it's going to happen this year, but last year they gave us 3 wrap rewards, so you practically get your money back because you can take those wrap rewards, redeem your wraps, and then sell your wraps and get your money back. So they practically make these tickets free. But I'm talking about that now as much as I can because I want you guys to have that fresh in your mind. And again, like Koti said, your team is only going to be, they're going to only work as half as you do. They're only going to be as excited as, their excitement is only going to be as half as yours. And so you have to talk about it. You have to be about it. you know, and go for it. It's not going to always, you know, you're not, here's the thing, like, if you don't know what you're going to, you just really don't know what to expect, the excitement might not be there, right? Think about that when it comes to your team members. So you know, you've never been there, but trust me when I tell you, your business will go to a whole nother level, okay? Tiffany can tell you what level your business will go when you get to, she was able to go in her first year of conference. We can't hear you for some reason. I don't know what's wrong with Joe. I don't know. I don't know. You're unmuted, but we can't hear you. I don't know. But look at her face. She'll tell you conference is where it's at. So I hope you guys got some really good notes. It is going on 10:30 now. I only wanted this. Yes, Tiffany Busby, she said I promoted twice. And she did. And, you know, and she and she has had the fire in her ever since. Like, it's never left her, you know, but you have your moments, you get down and out, which Koti, but in the last 7 minutes, how much self-development do you do?
So I'm not a reader, so I've been trying to get into like audiobooks. That's my biggest thing that I've been trying to do. I'm not like the best with self-development, but I'm trying. It's just that extra effort that I need to give. And like, I know I need to give it because I know it could do so much more for me. So what I've been trying to do is when I drive to work, it's a 20-minute drive to work. So I'll just like play my audiobook, connect my phone to my car through Bluetooth and just let it play through the speakers while I drive. Because if not, then I'll like catch myself on Facebook while I'm driving or just listening to music. And I'm like, this is time where I'm in the car by myself with no one else where I could be listening to my book. So I try to do that. And like sometimes though, I'll be in the car and I'm already like halfway there and I'm like, dang it, I forgot to turn on my book. But then some days, like, I sit in the driveway, connect it, and I don't back out until it's playing.
There's a question Tiffany had. I meant to ask, what do you say when you explain the business to a potential DT when you get them on the phone?
Like, how do I explain what we do?
Mm-hmm. So, like, how do you seal the deal with that potential DT?
So I just kind of share my story, how I got started, how fast I've gone, that it is possible, that it's like basically not fake. And then I just explained to them that like you have a whole team behind you. You're never alone, literally. And I tell them that like our team, we talk every single day, more than 10 times a day. Like we talk all throughout the day. So like if I'm not available because whatever reason for those 10, 20 minutes, whatever, someone is going to be available. Like you're literally never going to be alone. Like you always have someone for whatever you need. And I feel like a lot of times that really helps people because with a lot of like just direct sales and marketing and stuff, when people sign, they're signing that person for the money, not because they want to help them. And in this business, like we are one team, one mission. So we're here to help them, like helping them helps us. So why would we not help them? Like that would be really kind of just ignorant on our end if we just signed them and just said, good luck. Like hey, when you get your starter kit in the mail, like you'll get the stuff and good luck doing what you do. So I feel like
when they say like, okay, so tell me about this business. Like, okay, what do I mean? Like, what do you do?
So I just tell them that we just share the products and business opportunity on social media. And then a lot of the times I get the well, I don't know a lot of people, or there's a lot of people on my friends list that already does this. And I say, well, the beauty with this business is it's over social media for the most part. And Facebook gets 1.3 million new users every month. So your market's unlimited. So there's no reason why you should ever run out of anyone. If you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and doing your daily task of adding people, messaging people, and doing your self-development and doing whatever works best for you, that you know you need to do this to make this happen, then it's going to happen. And you can't make excuses. That's what I tell them too. Like, yeah, it would be really easy for me to be like, oh, I just, like today I worked a 10-hour shift. So it'd been really easy for me to tell Vanessa, sorry, like, you know, I worked from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Like, I'm tired. I want to go home with my son. Like, I don't want to do your Zoom. But I know helping others is what this business is about too. So why would I not take my time and encourage others? But also doing stuff like this motivates me too, just hearing myself talk about it and implementing it and just pouring into other people. That's kind of like self-development for me in a way, and it motivates me too. So why would I not do it?
Yeah. That's awesome. So you keep it simple. You're like, I just share products and the opportunity on social media. And they're like, well, I don't really know a whole lot of people, or a whole lot of people are already on my timeline that do this. And you're like, listen, there's 1.3 billion million?
1.3 million new users on Facebook every month.
1.3 million users on Facebook every month. Like, the opportunity is there. So, you know, you can continue to make excuses, or you can
do it.
Or you can just do it, and I can help you through it, and you can make money.
Yep. Like, when I hit my $10,000 bonus, like, I had people from other direct marketing companies messaging me. Like, one of my loyal customers, we did a product trade. Like, I bought one thing off her for Unique, and then she became a loyal customer, and she's still a loyal customer because she loves our products. And I can tell that she's starting to get like interested in the business. And like, when I hit the diamond bonus back at the end of March, she messaged me and was like, did you really get $10,000? I was like, hell yeah, I did. Like, yeah. So like, other people are just watching too, that are in with other companies, and they see how just awesome our company is and how simple it can be.
Yeah, and we have to keep it simple.
Because if you don't, then you're going to overwhelm yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Can't overthink it. You just have to keep it simple, get to the point. If they want it, they want it. If they don't, they don't. There's going to be more out there.
There you go, Cheryl. If they want it, they want it. If they don't, keep it moving. That's Cheryl's motto. Listen, do you want it or not?
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's really, because of why beat around the bush? Like, why? And I tell them that, like, I had this one girl that I got on the phone with. Me and Kelsey got on the phone with her. I was texting her every day. Like, we talked every single day about the business because she wanted to do it. But she did Herbalife, and she got scammed for like $400. So now she's scared of joining something else. So it just got to the point where I was just kind of like annoyed, honestly, because I was like, Dustin, like, I'm putting all this like energy and time into her when I could be putting it into someone who really wants this. And so finally I just asked her, like, hey, like, do you want this? Like, I understand if it's not your time, because I want it to be good for both of us. And if it's not time, then it's not time. But you just got to let me know. And then she ended up becoming a loyal customer.
Wow.
So,
well, thank you so much. It's 10:31, and I know everyone still has to go to work in the morning, or whatever obligations everyone else has. And I know you got off work and only had a few hours in between before you had to jump on with me. So I appreciate you jumping on, Koti, and sharing your story and your tips, and just being real with us. And I just know that you're going to climb to the top, like, out of nowhere. I know you're going to be that top earner, like, you getting that.
Trying to be on.
Huh?
That's the road I'm trying to be on.
Girl, you're going to get there. And getting that email from Pam, you know, is just the tip of the iceberg, honey. Just get ready. So you got this, and I am so happy for you. Like that, that is a huge accomplishment, and it was so helpful. Thank you so much. Does anybody have any questions just to, or anything they want to say before we, Lisa, you ain't got no questions?
Man, I have a whole notebook, but
don't be asking me them whole notebook.
Well, I don't want to keep you up. So I'm just curious as to how, like, okay, I know we talked about distributors and how to seal the deal with those. And I know you talked about the video on sealing the deal with products, but that's what, like, do you put your own twist on sealing the deal with products? Because that's hard for me.
So if people are acting like they're interested and they're just being, I'll just kind of message them and be like, because a lot of the times I'll get people and they'll say, what's your website? Like, I'll go look for more information, or I'll go place the order. And I'm just like, just let me do it for you, kind of, because then I know it's going to get done. So when people say they're going to do it, but they haven't done it, I will message them and be like, hey, I'm placing some orders right now. Would you like me to get yours added to it? And that's helped a lot, because some people are like, oh, yeah, like, here you go. And then I just send them like, okay, great. Like, to order, I need da-da-da-da-da. And I send them what I need to place the order. And then sometimes if people say they're interested, because like if I made a post like, hey, I have like 5 spots or 2 spots or whatever it is, and people comment or like it, and I reach out to them, they're like, yeah, like, I'm interested, I totally want to do this, whatever. And then I message them and they message me back. But then when it gets to the ordering part, if they, like, if I send them a message about like the process of ordering it and they ignore it, but I can see that they read it, I'll give them like 2, 3, 4 hours or so, and then wait for the evening, and then I'll message them like, hey, I have someone else wanting this spot. Like, were you still interested? I wanted to follow up with you because I know you were interested earlier when I talked to you first about it. So that kind of puts them in the position to either say yes or no.
And then I got one question for you, Koti, before you get on out of here. Just for the group. I've started doing it, but I want to know your thoughts and if you do it as well. Like, when people say, you know, give you that little answer when you're messaging them, you know, I need more information. Some people clearly do need more information, and then some people just want to give you the runaround. Mm-hmm. Do you give your website? I stopped giving my website information unless you are like, you know, ready to order like right then and now, and I'm walking you through. How you feel about that?
So my daily go-to is Product Coach. I use Product Coach every day, more than 5 times a day probably, because when people say they want more information, like, I just ask them like, okay, great, like, what information can I provide for you? And it's been like people that have said, you know, like, how do the wraps work? Like, they want like detail. So I will literally go to Product Coach, whether it's 5 paragraphs or 1 paragraph, and I will copy and I will paste that to them. And that's really helped, because I know some people would get overwhelmed with that, but those people that want that information, that's the information they want. So they're not going to be overwhelmed. They're going to be more appreciative of it. So I don't have a problem sending them paragraphs about information, because it's helped me seal the deal in the past. Like, I had a lady that was really interested in the cleanse, but she wanted more information on how it worked, just like literally everything behind it. So I went to Product Coach and like just gave her pretty much everything she asked was on Product Coach. So I would just copy every single thing and just paste it to her. I would change it up some, because like there's like the trademark and stuff and I don't want it to look like I just copied and pasted it. So I'll kind of move things around that way. But I literally just use Product Coach for all that information. And then if they want to order, like, I'll just tell them like, okay, like, I'm placing orders, or I can place it for you. I just need this information to place it. And then if some people are weird about giving out their card information, I'll send them my website then. And then if they don't get back to me within like 10 minutes, I'll message them like, hey, I just wanted to make sure you were able to get your order placed, to make sure everything turned out like fine for you, and to see if you have any questions. That way you're kind of following up, but still giving them time to place that order.
That was good. Any other questions? Lisa? You sure? Speak now, forever.
Okay, one more. Just one more.
I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to ask, Tiffany. What do your posts look like?
So I always start with the motivational post in the morning. Like every morning, ever since I started, like that was my thing, and I've never stopped doing it. And I've noticed too, like just doing that alone has brought in a lot of just consistency with people who's following me, because it's almost like they're waiting for that post every morning, because I've done it every day since December 6th. And I haven't missed one day for it. So I think that's helped a lot. And then I typically will do, it just depends really. So like I try to do 3 like posts all together after that, typically one or 2 before and afters, and then 1 just simple like I'm looking for like 4 people to grow their hair out, just with no pictures, just simple words, nothing long, because I feel like simple brings more people, because it's not a book they have to read, it's just a couple words they have to read. So that's helped a lot. And then I typically will do like a lifestyle post regarding like my son, or like really just anything, like if I fill up my gas tank or get my nails done, to shout out like it works, thank you for paying, like covering the tab or whatever. And then in the evenings, just depending on how busy I am and how my day's going, I'll post another like just simple product post. So I probably post like 6 times a day.
And how many messages do you send out a day?
Between 20 and 25. And then, so that's new messages strictly, and then do follow-ups on top of that. And then I also use like the event reminder in the messaging. That's helped me stay organized with who, and it like reminds you and it reminds them. So I feel like it holds them accountable for like their words that they said to you and like their promises. So I found that really helpful, just to send like the event reminder. And then if it's supposed to be for a DT, like I'll change the name of the event to like so-and-so's like new journey begins or whatever, just to kind of hype it up. And that way it doesn't say just like event reminder. And that way when it goes off that day, they see like, oh, like this is when my new journey is supposed to begin. So I try to like just keep it organized and just keep it simple that way.
Nice. This is so good. I don't want to hold her much longer because I know it's getting late, and for all y'all, it's getting late. I don't know. Is Natalie still on here? Natalie, you ain't got no questions, girl?
I'm here. I'm listening.
Do you have any questions?
No, really it was the post. That's pretty much what I have trouble with, is how to post or how to stay organized with posting.
Yeah.
I have a schedule on my phone that I use, and that's what's helped me get organized and kind of get into my own routine. And I can send that to Vanessa too.
Yeah.
That would be helpful.
That would be awesome. So the biggest thing, I'm going to tell y'all, the biggest thing out of this, and Koti, you can agree or disagree, but the biggest thing is, you know, taking what you hear, okay, and doing it. You just have to get out there whether it looks right, feels right, and you just have to fail your way into success.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're not going to have it all together. It's not going to be all pretty in the beginning. You know, you can't compare yourself to this person or that person. You can't, you know, get caught up in, you know, again, I brought Koti on here not to say, look at her, look what she's doing. She went double in 5 months, blah, blah, blah. I put her out here to say, you can do it. And here's some of the, you know, some of the tips, you know, that she has, that she can give to us that could be helpful. And you can take some and you can leave some. But the bottom line is that nothing's going to happen for anyone if you don't just get out there and just do it.
Right. People aren't going to come to you. Like I signed, when I was promoting to Diamond in March, and I was like 4,000 in volume away. I had, I posted a product post, and this kid I went to high school with, he was always like very just quiet to himself. I posted a status about the fat fighters, and he liked it. So anyone that likes or comments, whichever one it is, I message everyone, no matter what, because they're obviously interested. They just don't want to say they are interested. So I will go to them, and he thanked me for coming to him because he said that he was too shy to come to me and that he's been interested in the products that he's been watching and seeing, but he was too shy to come to me and ask about them. And that just like clicked, and was a huge wake up call for me. And I was thinking like, that is so true. Like if you don't go to them, they're not going to come to you unless they really want it and they have that personality, which is probably 10% of the people out there. They're not going to come to you first. You have to plant that seed. And whether they sign as a distributor, sign as a loyal customer that day or not, they're still going to be watching because you put it out there.
You got 4,000 BVs in how long?
When I needed to go Diamond?
Mm-hmm.
In a month. But when I was going for Diamond, I was like spamming the shit out of people's Facebook. Like, to be honest, like I was posting, like even my boyfriend Dustin was like, you've posted like 10 times today. And I'm like, because I'm freaking Diamond, like I'm going diming. Hell yeah, I posted 10 times today. Like people are going to see how bad I want this and I'm going to get it. But no matter what I have to do, like they don't pay my bills. Like they're not giving me $10,000. Like I got to get this myself.
And you did it.
I did it. And you were there.
I was there. I watched her go diamond, y'all.
Yeah.
I was there. Okay. So thank you so much, Koti. Is that it, everybody? For speak now, forever hold your peace. Lakeisha, quiet as kept. You ain't got no questions?
I'm sorry. I'm like sick. I got the flu. Oh my gosh, I'm just doomed.
Oh.
No, I don't have any questions. I'm sure I do, but my mind's all jumbled. So sorry.
That's okay. Okay. Well,
don't be coughing. I didn't pass it through the screen.
Thank you so much, Koti. And I cannot wait to be a part of your Double Diamond success. And you have a wonderful, wonderful evening with whatever left of it is. And I owe you. So if you ever need someone to do a Zoom for your team, you let me know.
Alrighty. I will. It's not a problem at all. I enjoy doing it. I mean, I love what I do. So.
Yes.